What's up, Bulls Nation? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a topic of discussion that I have talked about previously, but since I haven't been around YouTube for a while, it's a topic of discussion I'm going to bring back and discuss again. And that is going to be whether or not DeMar DeRozan will get or should get a contract extension with the Chicago Bulls. Now, in saying that, there is a lot of variables there. How much money will he get paid? How many years will he be, getting, and also whether or not it's the right decision in general in terms of the fit of the team and the direction of the team. So many ways we could discuss a DeMar DeRozan extension. So we're going to have to talk about it now, aren't we? Before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, or subscribe if you are new or wherever you're watching this from, depending on what the thing is. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts about DeMar DeRozan getting a max contract, or not even a max contract, just a contract extension with the Chicago Bulls team. But speaking of that max contract, it was suggested a couple of months ago, later last season, that DeMar DeRozan was seeking a max contract extension with this Bulls team. Now, I don't know the validity behind that. I don't know how truthful that is, but considering the fact that DeMar DeRozan is on a expiring contract now, I can only imagine that there is probably some things in the works that is suggesting that maybe DeMar DeRozan would like a max contract extension. He's had two fantastic seasons with the Chicago Bulls individually. 24 points per game last season, 28 points per game in his first season, which is fantastic. He almost got into the MVP race 2 seasons ago. And not to mention, we have an upcoming season now where in a contract year, you're expecting DeMar DeRozan to ball out like never before. So, will he get a max contract with the Chicago Bulls? That's the first question I'm going to ask. And I think the ultimate answer to this is no. I can't see a way that DeMar DeRozan gets a max contract with the Chicago Bulls team for a variety of reasons. But the main reason is, can the Bulls even afford a max contract for DeMar DeRozan? In order to give DeMar DeRozan the money he's probably seeking, we're probably going to have to bin off a lot of our younger talent, including Patrick Williams most likely, because he's going to be on a contract extension as well. We need to figure out how we're going to pay him. But other guys are going to have to go. Other guys are going to need to be trade pieces. Maybe we don't bring some of the lower caliber players on the roster back, just so we can even get DeMar DeRozan a pay rise, let alone getting him to a max contract. We also know Lonzo Ball is most likely going to accept his player option. So there's no way that I see the Chicago Bulls being able to give DeMar DeRozan a contract extension of a max contract unless Lonzo doesn't accept his player option. And why would he do that? He's getting money with this Bulls team and he's trying to recover and come back. Why would he waste a year going to free agency when he can get $21 million and be a Bulls player next season by his own merit? There's no chance, in my opinion, Lonzo Ball declines that player option. So how can we afford a max contract for DeMar DeRozan? I simply don't think we can. So that's the first thing out of the way. But two, if he doesn't deliver an MVP caliber season in the upcoming season, does he even deserve that max contract? It's a 24 point per game player, which we saw last season. If he replicates last season's stats into this season's team, heading into this upcoming season, is he worth the max contract? I think people will argue that he is not probably worth that max contract. But again, it also comes down to team success. But simply put, I can't see DeMar DeRozan getting a max contract because the Bulls won't be able to afford it. That's the main reason that I see DeMar DeRozan not getting that contract that he seeks. But that does not mean he would not get a contract extension with the Bulls. He could get a very similar, if not the exact same contract heading into future seasons. He could get another 3-year, $28 million deal. It's possible. I think he's definitely earned that type of contract if he wants another one of those. But he could also get a contract where he's getting paid a tad bit more, but maybe it's 2 years. Maybe it's 1 year. Maybe, and stuff of that nature, depending on what the Bulls' financial situation may be. So just because I don't think he's going to get a max contract does not mean he's not going to get a contract, if you know what I mean. But does it make sense for the Bulls? Well, quite frankly, it depends on how well the Bulls do this season. If the Bulls strive and dominate in the Eastern Conference, maybe get a top 4 positioning in the East, which I know some people are laughing. Don't laugh just yet. You never know. And for whatever reason we get out of the second round or the Eastern Conference Finals, then yes, I think DeMar DeRozan makes perfect sense to bring back. At the end of the day, if you're going to get to a point where this Bulls team hasn't been in ages, you're going to want to keep that team around. It's as simple as that. So if this team thrives under the new season, new structure, more threes, but the players are balling out from the very beginning to the end, then yes, DeMar DeRozan will probably get a contract extension, and it will make sense for the Bulls to do. But if the Bulls suck next season, if we're back in the 10th position, if we're back minus 500 for half the season, and then we pick things up towards the end, and we finish on a similar 40 and 42 record, why would DeMar DeRozan get a contract extension regardless of what money it is, if that's the direction that we're going down? We heard Nikola Vucevic say this is the last chance for the core to deliver anything of success for the Chicago Bulls. This is the core's last chance. So quite frankly, if this core doesn't deliver, then why would it make sense to bring DeMar DeRozan back? And the answer is it doesn't make sense if DeMar DeRozan comes back. Unless it's on a very, very friendly deal. Friendly to the point where we can go and get another star in return. That could be a possibility. But again, I don't see that as a big possibility, and it wouldn't make sense to bring DeMar DeRozan back. So I guess that's kind of all the variables you got to bring together. Plus, a contract season for DeMar DeRozan. If he doesn't ball out, then there could be something there in terms of discussion of a decline of some sort. So we'll wait and see how that goes. But again, essentially put, it all comes down to how much money we can give him and how successful are the Bulls going to be on the pitch. And they'll probably find a way to get it done. If they're not successful on the pitch, then it makes no sense to keep DeMar DeRozan. In fact, I would arguably say it's better that we maybe seek a trade for him before the trade deadline expires. That's one thing. And financially, if we can afford to give him a pay rise, then maybe we should do that. But if we can't, most likely we won't be able to. If he can't accept the same contract, he's probably on his way out. Maybe the Bulls are the only team willing to offer him a $28 million contract or higher. Keep that in mind. When he came out from the Spurs, no one offered him a big contract except for the Bulls. And he took that opportunity to play for an organization on the up, a new front office, the hype around Chicago. And I think he's very much happy with that decision. But maybe when he goes and tests free agency again, he might not get big contracts in the NBA. We don't know how these things are going to go. Maybe the Clippers will finally make that change and pay DeMar DeRozan big money to go and join LA because he wanted to do that prior. Maybe the Lakers will find a way to afford him. Maybe a different contending team will find a way to afford him. But if that's not the case, then we don't know what teams are going to offer him big money. Maybe we're going to be the only team that offers him anywhere remotely to what he's already getting. So we'll wait and see what the future holds for DeMar DeRozan and for the Chicago Bulls. But I guess that's my answer. It is what it is. You can hate it, you can like it, you can agree, you can disagree. It's all up to your opinion or how you think the Bulls are going to handle this situation. But it's a very big situation, and it's one of the big decisions that we have to look forward to within the next year. So that's going to be me. Thank you all so much for watching. Drop a like, a follow, and or subscribe depending on where you're watching this from. And I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.